So many new players, same old Chelsea. Welcome to the Corner Flag. I'm Amog.
I'm Mukesh.
And I'm Akash.
Well, we got it right on the second try. Well done. We'll probably not show them the first take of the intro, but...
Then why are you talking about it? Let's just pretend it didn't happen. That's the point of editing a move.
That is the point of editing, but I also like inviting listeners behind the velvet rope, behind the curtains.
So then why did we do a second take? Then might as well use that first
Because
one.
then the first take, which was an outtake, can be edited into the end of the episode. कि देखो हम लोग ने कैसा चूतियाप किया.
Amog thinks like producer, audience, owner, podcaster, and all at the same time.
I feel like right now with the Corner Flag, that is my role. Producer, host, audience, सब में ही है. So I think that is completely two type. Mukesh is wearing a lovely blackout Liverpool jersey.
Yeah.
Are you that ashamed of the club?
No, I love it. Today, this week in particular, I'm really happy as a Liverpool fan. So I think I said, okay, it's been a long time since I've worn a jersey to the podcast. So
Do you have a red Liverpool jersey?
I do, but it's a full sleeve one. So I guess it looks a little silly if I come to the podcast dressed up like I'm going for training.
No, but go on now. It's okay. So what?
All right. Next time Liverpool have a great iconic win.
Yeah.
Or like if they thrash Everton or a United or a City, then I'll wear my full sleeve.
But
red.
you have to wear the studs and all also.
I'll come with full gear.
Full kit.
Full kit, I'll come.
Akash is also wearing black, but that's just because you're mourning.
I'm just mourning the death of whatever little bit of mental health I had.
And Akash's only iconic moments are if they stay afloat. If Everton stays afloat, he doesn't have to worry about wearing a kit at any point during the season.
He doesn't have to worry about it, but he's got so many Everton kits. Even in the last episode, I remember he was wearing an Everton kit. That Everton kit also, everything like sponsor has gone off. Like the print has come off. Whatever sleeve sponsors, everything has come off. Only the Everton logo is there. And I feel like Akash is also thinking, yeah, that's the one thing I want to go off. Why can't that go off?
Can't wait for them to get relegated.
Are you sure? Are you just saying that to be cool, or are you actually just...
No, I'm just get it over with, man. Like the football season's just started and I'm fucking fed up.
I mean, you should be, because Everton are rock bottom in 20th place.
Yeah.
You know what is funny, though? Because I'm looking at the Premier League table on the Premier League website right now. Everton are 20th, but they have the green arrow next to them. I was like, how low were they? That 20th means they've come a little bit higher. Like, what does that even mean? Because Wolves is 19th, Burnley is 18th, Luton is 17th, and all of them have the green arrow pointing upwards, including Everton in 20th. Like in the first two game weeks, it's almost like the Premier League decided, let's give them this because they are a championship side. So anywhere in the Premier League is up.
Yeah.
But we'll not begin with Everton. We'll keep that trauma in the second half for you.
I thought you were going to save me that trauma.
Akash, you have to understand that this is not a podcast where we care about each other's feelings. This is primarily to make fun of each other. And
your trauma generates content. Whatever content we've been generating comes from your trauma. You think people are happy when we are happy, and people are like, wow, let's watch these happy guys be even more happy. They're like, that guy is miserable. And you're the star. You're the star. You're the Shakespearean star of our podcast, actually.
Fuck, I guess
you're the Hamlet. The Hamlet of this guy.
If me being miserable is content, then we're going to have a lot of content this season.
Chalo, inshallah, that is what we
Amog bought a 2 BHK and all, dude. Hopefully, I'll also get one 3 BHK in Bandra. Please. You continue to support everything.
For you to get a 3 BHK in Bandra, this needs to be like the best podcast in the world. Like not even India, not even Bombay. It needs to be the best football podcast in the world. Best podcast in the world.
I like how you think podcasts are also that successful. Best piece of entertainment as a whole. Akash, come on, your targets are clear now.
I mean, right now, Idea Brew Studio is also like, yes, please, if that happens, we will get a better studio. Tum log ki chandi, to hum log ki chandi.
Yeah, if we're getting 3 BHKs, then they've got like a much bigger studio.
Right. I think let's segue from the 3 BHK to a team that definitely needs a lot of 3 BHKs because of the number of players they have in the squad. Chelsea lost 3-1 to West Ham at the London Stadium. It is I mean, when you see a team like Chelsea act the way they've acted in the transfer window, and then they play like this, दिल बड़ा खुश होता है ना.
Very happy. I think
So happy.
Chelsea plays during the transfer window.
Yeah.
That's their play.
That's their Premier League.
Then they rest for 9 months.
Yeah.
And they play for 3 months. That's the game they're playing. And then we won. This and all is chill.
Todd Bowley is playing fantasy Premier League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just wants to. He's like, how do I do my job the best? I don't care if anything happens well.
Yeah.
I can show my jalwa during the transfer window. We
Yeah.
will do everything.
Yeah. It's almost like in his FPL, he's got £100 million to spend. He's like, but how can I spend 500?
Yeah.
Who do I need to buy to get to 500? Like how many points can I lose by making additional transfers in a game week?
But Todd, you can only have 15 players. No.
No.
Who said?
Who said?
Where's
Yeah.
it written?
Yeah.
I will have more players.
Yeah. He is living in his own dream world, and it is amazing for everyone to see because
He also is one of the few guys, he's like a Zoya Akhtar film. No, you're like, rich people also have problems.
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, the rich kid who has all the good shit also has problems. So I guess,
Oh, but Chelsea's 100 million striker didn't work out.
Yeah.
Oh, how sad.
their 120 million striker is feeling pressure.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's amazing. What a problem.
I mean, it's come to a point where, like, from before Todd Bowley's era, Chelsea have always been a club that has been flush with money, right? And their fans have tried very hard to be relatable, right? And not even just in India, but like let's look at it from the UK's point of view. Chelsea is a very affluent neighborhood of London, so all rich people live there. Still, all the cunts follow Chelsea over there, so that's a weird dichotomy there. But they've always been the prime club, they're the rich club of London or whatever, and they always have this issue with all the other London clubs. Like West Ham don't give a fuck about Chelsea. They're like, we are working class.
Yeah.
Tum log kya matlab?
We're the hammers.
Yeah. Like, so there is no relatability anymore. Like now, even in India, the Indian fans are like, yeah, now how do we justify this spending? With so much money being spent, if we're still shit, how do we even say no? The argument that no, we're a team in transition is getting old really fast.
And also, we have a culture. Our team has culture. What is the culture?
Yeah.
Spend money.
Yeah.
And not even like
Yeah.
Man City is looking like, oh, those guys actually
Yeah.
have a process.
Yeah.
Chelsea just looks like money.
Yeah.
They just throw gold coins at peasants. Like
Basically,
Yeah.
they look like that. They look like that arrogant money. They just
Yeah.
throw a sack of gold coins.
Yeah.
And these peasants are collecting it. They look like that.
Basically, Man City is Mukesh Ambani and Chelsea is Anil Ambani.
Yeah.
Not handled the money properly. They came from the same amount of money at the start. One guy invested properly and one guy just ran marathons, and that was all about what he did. But West Ham 3-1 Chelsea, it was a ridiculous performance from Chelsea. Like they just looked all out of place. And a couple of things that we need to highlight is firstly the penalty. Enzo Fernandez. First, I don't know why Enzo Fernandez is on pens. Does that make sense to any of you?
Because actually, who is their striker? They don't have that proper number 9 who has to
But
step up and
you don't need a number 9 to be on
Then
pens, right?
who?
Like Bruno Fernandes is on penalties for
Correct,
Man
but
United.
who is Chelsea's? They've got like lots of defensive midfielders.
No, but
They
Raheem Sterling can take penalties.
But Raheem Sterling, I think, is not even playing as much as he should.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
as well as he should at least.
yeah, but I think he can do a job from the penalty spot. Nicholas Jackson can probably do a job from the penalty. Conor Gallagher, give him a shout out. Like why Enzo Fernandez? Like I don't think I've ever seen Enzo Fernandez take a penalty apart from like shootouts for Argentina or whatever. I don't think he's ever been on pens for a club, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, listeners. But I don't think that's
No,
ever
also we've
happened.
discussed this. I think generally penalties are best taken when it's a guy who does the safe, hard, fast shot.
Yeah.
Don't need too many tricks and gimmicks. And I think a player like Enzo probably feels pressure.
But in that case, then Thiago Silva ko de do.
Yeah, exactly. Which I was going to come to that. I think maybe someone like a Thiago Silva just takes the shot and that's it. He just converts it. It's not flashy.
Yeah.
It's not about tricking the keeper. It's not about feeling the pressure. It's just a kick. It's just like one shade below Thudda. Like,
Yeah.
it's just one shade below Thudda because you don't sky it. And
It is Thudda on the other end of the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I think the problem is that Chelsea don't have that obvious penalty taker. There's like so many names, but there's no definite argument saying that's the man and that's the problem. It's like, acha, tu le le, main le leta hu. There's not that, like in United, Bruno is clearly the one that should be taking it.
Yeah.
At City, Haaland has to be taking it because that's the striker's job, put it in the back of the net. Chelsea doesn't have that.
Yeah.
That one set piece specialist or that striker who's looking to get that confidence boost.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that we need to highlight is Moises Caicedo, because he finally made his debut. As a Liverpool fan, Mukesh, you're seeming very happy.
Yeah, I'm feeling very glad. Very rarely, much like the podcast listeners take joy in Akarsh's misery, I did take much joy in seeing Caicedo suffer. He looked very nervous coming on.
Yeah.
He did not, it felt like he knew he was going to have a rough game and he was just trying to be invisible. And you could see in the number of mistakes he made, the number of back passes he made.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure over time it's going to settle down, but as a Liverpool fan, it just made me feel so good. I felt like, yes, 100 million saved.
I think as a Liverpool fan, you're like, we were never interested in him.
Yeah. No. I think it could have been that, right? But again, with everyone confirming that, I think fucking Klopp confirming that, forget the journal, Klopp confirming that, and even the new Liverpool player confirming that he lost hope when Caicedo was announced to Liverpool. So it was really embarrassing for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And just to see him suffer and to see that Lavia was sat out, it felt very good. Something about it felt like, see, that's what you get when you just choose money.
Yeah.
And you chose more money for still big money. But,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, what are they going to do with both Caicedo and Lavia and all the other midfielders that they have? Like, what is... I don't understand what their strategy is.
I think their strategy is it's like a retirement fund for players who they're playing football till they become stars at 22, 23 and they want to chill.
And they want to chill.
They want to chill, because for some people, football is a job.
Yeah.
And that's great too. And I think that's the place you want to be if you're a football player whose ambition stops at 22.
Yeah.
And you want to have a nice big fat paycheck, go to Chelsea.
Yeah. Did you see Brighton's social media?
Yeah.
Amazing. This is, again, I'm a big fan of football club social media admins using social media to their advantage and just being a little funny on the internet. And after this match, the Brighton social media account took a picture of Caicedo making that tackle for the penalty. And the caption was, no returns, no refunds.
But is that an official tweet? Because I saw screenshots of it floating around, but I couldn't find it on their social media handle.
I mean, maybe it's not an official tweet because who knows anymore with the verification take. Elon Musk has fucked it all up for people like us. We don't know where the real information is coming from.
But the fact that we're questioning it is enough to know that the Brighton admin is that good or that funny.
Yeah. Let's attribute it to him. Let's give it to him because I think Brighton do everything so well. I'm sure their social media games also on point. Their recruitment is great. Their selling is great. Their football is great. So their social media is also great. So let's just attribute it to them. On the other hand, though, on West Ham side, Mikel Antonio getting the goal after a long time, so it's good to see him. You have something very, very important to say, Mukesh?
I do have very important things to say. Who got the first assist for West Ham? Amog?
Yeah, it's fine. So, I mean...
Amog,
you don't need to build it up.
What's the player's name?
You don't need to build it up.
What's the player's name?
James Ward-Prowse got 2 assists.
Who got the second assist?
James Ward-Prowse, but I've always been on your side.
No, I know. This is just to give a dramatic effect. But yeah, Amog, screw you. James Ward-Prowse is a great addition to any Premier League team.
No, he's not.
No. Any of the non-top 6-7 teams.
Technically, Liverpool, I think they're almost not.
But you know the Sky 6 or whatever.
No, but he would have done this job at any team. I think I'm glad to see him doing well. And
wearing the number 7 shirt as well. Big shirt number.
Big shirt numbers, good assists, playing well. I'm sure he'll give them the minutes.
I don't know. I feel like 2 assists in the debut game. Well done for him. Happy for him. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to make that much of an impact overall in the season.
He'll be great for David Moyes. Trust me, I would have loved him at Everton.
You would have loved any player at Everton.
That's true.
So your input in this is absolutely unnecessary.
Sure, but I think he'll do very well for David
Moyes. I
Moyes.
think David Moyes will know how to use him. That team needs someone like
James Ward-Prowse. Okay, fair. I'll give it to you that David Moyes at West Ham will find some great usage for James Ward-Prowse this season, and I feel like you're saying, Akash, it's the perfect pairing. James Ward-Prowse playing under David Moyes at West Ham just sounds about right. It's a sideways move for him from Southampton to West Ham. It's not.
Hey,
it's not. No. It's
Southampton are in the championship. They were rock bottom. West Ham are European champions.
in the larger scheme of things, I don't think it is an upwards move for James Ward-Prowse. Would have been if Liverpool went in for him. And primarily, I feel like he's not worth a top 6 team.
He went from playing in the Championship to playing in the Europa League. How is that
Winning
not
it.
an upward
Winning it,
step?
winning it.
Winning
No,
is
he
what
didn't win
has
it,
done.
but he
Yeah.
went to
He
a
was like, he's
Europa
part of the
Conference
Champions
League
League,
winning team and is now going to play in the Europa League. How is that not an upward step?
I feel like it's not. I
He's
feel like
playing in Europe, Amog.
he's playing in Europe under David
And the
Moyes.
Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, well done to David Moyes, well done to West Ham, but it's still David Moyes and it's still West Ham.
See,
But
so,
it is, I'm not saying West Ham is Liverpool or West Ham is Spurs, but it's definitely not Southampton.
see,
Yeah? Kya bol raha
technically,
hai?
he's competing in the same competition as Liverpool is.
Yeah.
So that pretty much makes him as star a player as any of Liverpool, Brighton players
Yeah.
too, right? So,
Yeah, fair.
well, good for him. I mean, if
I
he-
mean,
if he had moved to Liverpool, it's pretty much the
Okay,
same
good.
move.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that you won the battle. The first match that I think it was his debut, right?
Yeah.
First match that he played, coming up with 2 assists, great. But the season is long, so let's see what happens over the
The
rest.
season
Do
is
you-
long and full of terrors.
Do you have him in your FPL team?
No, I don't.
That much faith you don't have in him.
But
But
no, because I think I'm surprised. What FPL requirements are very different from. Like, I really like Alexis McAllister, but I don't think he's a good FPL pick. So,
I mean, smart, but I feel like what has happened is your auto pick feature has not picked Ward-Prowse for you. तूने कुछ घंटा input दिया तेरे FPL
no,
team में.
I did. This time I did. Let's see.
Have you joined the Cornerflag FPL league?
I think I'm really embarrassed to say this on air, but I don't know how to.
Okay, we'll sort it out for you after the recording is done, and we'll see how you do in the Cornerflag FPL league. At least it won't be Akarshan me head to head because दोनों का जीतने का तो chance तो है नहीं. तो हम लोग का head to head चलते रहता है. तो
मैं
we'll add
third
a
आऊंगा
third
this
person.
time. I'm going to be third this time.
You're going to be third this time. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
for
had a
sure.
great start in FPL, no?
I've had a terrible start.
Much like Everton.
Exactly.
Reverting to
I have Pickford and DCL, serves me fucking
Why?
right.
It does. Who does that? Who does that?
Someone who's delusional and fucking supports Everton. Yeah, move on now.
No. 3 BHK.
Akash, tell us what's happening with Lucas Paqueta because he got on the score sheet. He's rumored to move to Manchester City, but there is a scandal going on with him.
Yeah, so his move to Man City has apparently collapsed, and because there's a betting scandal that has been happening with him. So a few Twitter accounts noticed this before the Aston Villa game, the opening game of the season, but basically there were a lot of new accounts created on Betway, and all of them were betting on Lucas Paqueta getting a yellow card and Luis Enrique from Real Betis getting a yellow card on the same day. And the odds went up to the point where Paqueta was odds on to get a yellow card, which apparently in the betting world doesn't happen at all. So it raised a few alarms. In the 24th minute of that West Ham game, he got a blatant yellow card, like a really obvious blatant yellow card. And then some investigation suggested that all those new accounts that were created are all close friends and family of Lucas Paqueta. So there's a betting investigation, a spot fixing investigation happening against him and parallelly against Luis Enrique from Real Betis. And obviously, apparently, Man City has said that we can't take him in the middle of this scandal.
Yeah, because the 116th financial charge is a bit much.
Yeah. And it looks like if they can prove it, he'll probably get a much bigger ban than Ivan Toney did.
Yeah.
Because Toney was banned, 8 months?
Tony was banned 8 months.
8 months. Is banned 8 months. And that was a lot more distant way betting on other teams. This guy is betting on himself getting a yellow card.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. What I find weird in all of this is that Lucas Paqueta scored from the penalty spot while wearing a betting sponsor on his jersey.
Which was Betway.
Which was Betway, while every hoarding around him was Betway. So I feel like this football's relationship with betting is so fucked up because they've now this summer they said they were going to stop betting sponsorships, but from 2 years later. So it's just you either okay betting or you don't okay betting. What's this half-assed situation?
Yeah, no, but I feel like in general there is the betting culture is very prevalent in the UK and around football, and it is regulated, it is legal and all of that. And I feel like over the last few years, they just forgot about it. They just forgot कि हाँ ये भी एक economy है अपने पास that people use. And all the regulation that they're supposed to actually bring into the world of football when it comes to betting, when players are not allowed to bet over a certain limit, was just conveniently forgotten. So I think that is the primary reason why players are making the most of it. But I feel like it's something that they really need to look at again and just get those guardrails in place, because culturally it is a big deal in the UK for these betting companies to operate. Whether they sponsor the clubs or not is next level. But like I feel like if players are betting like this, then they need to be fined, they need to be banned. And that should be the deterrent. That should be the punishment. And that's why
Or I think the other way is, you know how like some people are like in the Olympics, they should allow steroids.
Yeah.
I think they should allow betting.
Yeah.
So managers are also playing 4D chess now. Like 22nd minute substitution.
Yeah.
And then they get him back something, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe the trick is to, you should commit to it fully. Yeah. Like you bet the crap on yourself.
Can you imagine the number of yellow card, red card tackles that will be flying around?
Yeah, and the amount of things the manager has to take into account now, and they look at every player with suspicion.
Yeah,
that'll be great. That'll make the sport more engaging. And ultimately, what are we watching this for?
Yeah,
but to be entertained.
The coaches will be going to the players and say, "Tera strategy kya hai, bata mere."
Yeah.
Phir main plan karta hu. How long do you intend on playing this game?
Yeah. Right. Let's move on to. I don't want to, but we should, because we are professional. Spurs 2, Manchester United 0.
What was the score, Amog?
It was 2-0 to Spurs. And it was funny because in the last episode, Prashant, Azim and I were discussing about how Spurs, no matter what they do, new manager, new players, lack of Harry Kane, will still just always be Spurs. I think Postecoglou listened to that episode.
Yeah.
Because we bitched them out, and then they came out all guns blazing in this episode and completely ruined Man United in this one.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, didn't Roy Keane say that United are the new Spurs?
Yeah. But
I feel like even Eric Ten Hag heard it and he was like, oh, we can also change. Even United can change managers and change players and still be shit. We'll prove it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it was ridiculous, because even in the first game week against Wolves, managed to come away with a 1-0 victory, but it was a terrible performance. That midfield was severely lacking. And again, the same thing happened in this game. It was surprising that Ten Hag didn't change his starting 11. Not a single change was made in the starting 11. And that midfield of Mount, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes is not working. Because for some reason, Casemiro is feeling isolated. And that drop-off that he's had from the last season to this one is frightening. Because last season when he came in, he played so well, barring the first 2-3 games where he had to settle in. But once he settled, he played so well. He was so dependable in the middle of that midfield. You thought he'd just push on from there in the second season. His quality has dropped next level. He's making bad passes. He's not tracking back fast enough. It's almost like he has remembered how old he is overnight. It's very scary.
I also feel when I was watching the game that United players just look a lot more sulkier.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it is. I think maybe because with Harry Kane gone, with like Ange coming in, and I think there is some element of a new team enthusiasm in Spurs. Like, you know, they're pushing forward. If they miss a chance, they want to come back. Here, I know if say Rashford misses a chance or doesn't get a bad pass, the energy seems to be that, oh, why the fuck couldn't I get a good pass? You know, it seems a lot more bitter.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably a mental thing rather than like, I think Casemiro's still Casemiro, right? He's still, I think, 5-time champ, whatever, and he's still a little older, but I think he's not aged that much physically or anything. But it does look like United seem like a very pissy, bitter team.
Yeah, and I don't know what is the way out, because
it's like a team of Pogbas in this weird way.
Which is surprising, because that's exactly what Ten Hag eliminated since he came in.
Yeah.
Because there was a point I remember in the last season, the defenders, when they made a good tackle or they made a good block, they would all high five each other and congratulate each other. There was a sense of togetherness, even in the attack. Rashford looked happier than ever. Everybody was having a lot more fun. It looked like they were coming together, right? And to have that again, to go back into the sulky zone again is confusing for me.
No, but there's been quite a stink around the club with this whole Mason Greenwood situation.
Yes.
Will they, want they? Again, last night I read that there's accusations happening against Anthony and some ex-partners going to. So it's been a very turbulent time, and my guess is that the off-pitch issues are starting to affect the on-pitch situation, because everyone looks like you're saying sulky, but it might be that stink of what's happening.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I definitely want to talk about both these issues and Mason Greenwood in particular. Let's start off with Anthony first. Anthony, the thing with Anthony is the accusations that are being made in Brazil. They're being made by Brazilian media, and from what I understand, the time and date of the accusations are when Anthony was playing for Man United in Manchester. So what the woman is saying, that this happened at this point over here, doesn't really work, because there is obviously photographic evidence of Anthony playing a game for Manchester United at that time. So it's not made its way to England yet, to the English media yet. They haven't picked up the story yet. So it is still a very small story at the moment. Maybe it balloons into something big if more evidence comes out. And if that does, I hope it doesn't. But if that does, then we'll address that then. But with Mason Greenwood, man, I am so disappointed in Manchester United. The way they've handled this entire situation, it is ridiculous. Because Richard Arnold, the CEO, had apparently told close confidants in his inner circle that they are planning on bringing Mason Greenwood back as early as the end of August.
Right.
And this news was leaked to the media. And obviously, once it was leaked to the media, a lot of people, I won't say everybody, because unfortunately it is not everybody, but a lot of people started making a hue and cry about how the fuck can Manchester United do this. And that's when they released that bullshit statement which basically said nothing.
Right.
Like, we just want to say we're still working on it, we're still trying to figure out, we're still talking to people, and the rumors that are there in the media are completely untrue. We haven't made a decision yet, and we will be making a decision soon, and when we make the decision, you will know. It means nothing. It was just such a badly orchestrated move. They have handled this entire situation so badly. And what bothers me the most is there is a section of United fans globally and in India as well who can't wait for Mason Greenwood to come back.
Yeah. No, I mean,
that's not surprising at all, but people are assholes.
People are assholes, exactly. And it's just, it's so silly, because they're like, no, but purely on a footballing level, he should... No. How can you say purely on a footballing level he should come back? He should not, because this issue is not a purely on a footballing level issue.
But people can't think beyond. Certain football fans get so pigeonholed, they can't think beyond football. And it's just like, but on the pitch, he'll get us the points.
But
there's life beyond that pitch.
And there is an argument there as well. Who's to say that he's going to get you the points on the pitch? He's not played football for 18 months. He's barely trained with the team for 18 months. If apparently Erik ten Hag has done such a great job with getting the squad together, by getting Ronaldo out, by taking the captaincy of Maguire, by selling Fred, by selling Pogba, like all of these players have gone out. Lingard has gone out. All the bad apples apparently have been cleared out. David De Gea has gone. So he's swiftly dealing with all these issues. He's bringing in new exciting players. He's creating a sense of togetherness. You really think that adding Mason Greenwood, who has this issue behind him...
Is it a Ten Hag call? I don't know.
So they say, I'll tell you what, they say that ultimately the final call will be the coach's call. But I don't believe that for a second.
Definitely not.
At the end of the day, ultimately the final call will be the owner's call, because they care about what it says about United as a marketing machine. If he plays, will the sponsors be okay with it? Will they continue to pay us? If they're okay with it, cool. If he plays, will the general fan base be okay with it? Will they continue supporting us? If they do continue supporting us, then cool. So I'm proud to say that there are large factions of United fans who are vehemently opposing this. And I feel, if I'm not mistaken, this has made the club rethink their strategy, and they might not bring him back into the team. So if that is the case, then that's well done to the fans of United who actually spoke up about this. But on every level, this is a bad idea.
And it shouldn't have come this far even.
It shouldn't have come this far. I don't know what this massive internal investigation is that they're doing, because the evidence is out there. There is a phone recording. There is a video of what has happened. How much more internal evidence do you need? And there are fans who are saying, no, but he's been acquitted. No, he's not been acquitted. The case is being dropped because the prosecution did not think they had enough to get a conviction. One of the key witnesses turned hostile. That does not mean that he's been acquitted. That does not mean that he's not guilty. That just means that the case has been dropped. An out-of-court settlement might have happened. But regardless of that, it is very obvious because the evidence is in the public domain कि उसने ये किया.
Correct.
And after that, how can you still be like, yeah, but on a footballing point of view, he could add, he deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. Okay, you know what? He does deserve a second chance. Not in my fucking club. Like, United should not have taken this long to make this decision. As soon as they saw the videos, that is when the decision should have been made. Is that you? Yes. Okay, here's your contract. We are tearing it up. Fuck off. You want to fight your case with lawyers or whatever? Find your own lawyers. You want to sue us for wrongful termination? Fucking bring it on.
Yeah, I mean that's the way.
And you feel like the case has been dropped, so you deserve a second chance. Find a club. It's not here. It's not here, buddy. You find another club anywhere in the world. All the best to you. You have a newborn kid with the same woman that you have assaulted. Good for you guys. You know, great. You guys are working through your relationship. You're healing it. Great. We are not a club that stands for this bullshit. You're out the door. And that should have been the end of that. And it's pissing off that it's taken this long and that they've handled it this badly.
Absolutely, I agree. But I'm sure this would be playing on the player's mind and that
Exactly.
you need to clear the air
Exactly.
to make sure that everyone knows how they're going forward.
Exactly.
And it's not even like there's no precedent for this. Like whether it's Adam Johnson in the past,
Yeah.
I think that's a good defender.
Yeah.
And I think even whether Gylfi Sigurdsson, then there was even Mendy.
Benjamin Mendy, yeah.
So I think other clubs have done, weirdly all linked to Manchester City, but mostly linked to Manchester City. They've done the work they need to do.
Yeah.
They've cleared them off. They've gone on about it, and it shouldn't have to be dragged on this uglily. Like,
Yeah.
It's
And the thing is, no, Mukesh, it's not even dragged on in an ugly way. It's just unnecessarily dragged on. Like there's no mudslinging that's happening. It's just bullshit. It's in a state of flux.
yeah.
Nothing
Right.
is happening. It's like Schrodinger's Greenwood. मतलब उसने किया भी नहीं किया भी और हम लोग यार deliberate कर रहे हैं यार
वो
maybe
खेलेगा भी
maybe-
नहीं खेलेगा भी.
हाँ, like it's just like what are you so worried about? You're a fucking multi-million-dollar franchise. You really think that if he sues you, if a player who you pay a certain amount of money every week is going to sue you for wrongful termination, you think you don't have a case to take that guy to court? Or to pay him off? How stingy
Yeah.
are you being? For once, I would like to see this club stand up for what is right.
No, true.
Yeah.
All around disappointing. United disappointing.
Yeah.
But good for Ange. I think it's a nice
I
win
mean,
for him.
yeah,
Nice,
fine.
big, high-profile win for him.
Yeah.
A lot of he did have his doubters, and
Yeah.
I think it's a good start to
Yeah.
at least start silencing the doubters. And it's good to see that the Harry Kane-shaped hole is not. It's still there, but it's
Yeah.
not being really felt and affecting Tottenham.
It's not. But let's talking about slightly happier or in my case unhappier things. The Christian Romero handball. Like, do you guys think that was a penalty?
No.
No,
I can't believe you guys. I think that was a nailed on penalty.
no. Amog. It
See,
was-
again, I don't know the wording of this handball. We've had this conversation
True.
fuck knows how many times.
True.
But to me, without addressing the rule, I just feel like there was a fraction of a second for him to react. His hand was where it was, the ball came and hit it.
And I mean, I don't know if this is how the rule approaches it, but like, I think that before the kicker took the action for the kick, let alone release the ball from his foot, took the action for the kick, the hand was already in that motion. It's not like the action of the leg or after it was released from the leg, the hand changed its position. It was already in that motion and then it got hit on the way, which is why I think it's a good call.
See, I
would have definitely been better had it been Liverpool.
I agree that we don't know the handball rule anymore. I don't think anybody in the world knows the handball rule anymore. I just feel like, going by what my understanding of the rule is, his hands were away from his body. He made his body bigger with the use of his hands, and the ball hit his hand and changed the trajectory.
But the reaction there was
But it
something
wasn't-
about how quick.
Correct, but it didn't seem like he was that close either.
Oh, he was
No,
very
very
He
close.
was not
yeah.
very
No,
close.
no.
There must have been 2 feet between contact to contact.
I have seen these being given, yeah. Like at this distance, I've seen these penalties be given, and I just don't understand how it was not. I don't understand how the referee wasn't even sent to the monitor for this one.
No, my thing was it was clearly not a penalty only because the hand. Yeah, when it left by the time the ball left the foot, it was in that position. He didn't modify it. He didn't make himself bigger to save that ball, right? He was already that big. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the act of making himself bigger didn't actually occur.
Yeah,
I mean, that'll be a great VR referee.
That is. That was my expert analysis on your understanding of the handball. Yeah.
You wouldn't make a good VAR referee because you make sense and speaking logic. But I feel like the only people who've had a worse start than Everton have been VAR and the referees because every single game.
Yeah, before it was every weekend. Now it's every game of the weekend.
Every game they're having ridiculous decisions. Yeah. And it just makes absolutely no sense. So I agree with you. Maybe the referee should have been sent to the monitor because utna basic kaam kar lo. But to me, it wasn't a penalty for sure.
I think it's come to a point with VAR where they're like, see, anyway, apne ko gali milta hai. So let's see how far we can push it. Kitna maximum gali mil sakta hai, utna dekhte hain.
And we'll have to have a new stat, XA, expected apologies.
Yeah, that's great.
Or we just have to check if anyone's bet on a penalty being overturned at that moment and who's made the winning. I think Lucas Paqueta is the person to go to about this statistic.
Track the money, guys. Track the money. Right on that note, let's take a quick break. On the other side, we talk about Liverpool's victory over Bournemouth and Everton's loss at Aston Villa. See you on the other side. Welcome back to the Corner Flag, everybody. And as always, we begin the second half with your questions. Questions with the Corner Flag.
Dude, answers also, huh?
All right, are you ready for today's questions, boys? First question, how do I join your FPL mini league? That's a question I have too. Amog said he will sort it out later, so that will be answered soon. Question number 2, and I guess the more important one, is about Indian football, so that's excellent for a change. Considering the expanded FIFA World Cup, increased Asian slots, along with the fact that India is seeded second in the group, do you guys think this is our best chance in decades to qualify for the World Cup? I know even the thought sounds absurd, but it's my dream to see Saka smash 5 past Gurpreet Singh in the group stage. Few freak results and we might be applying for a US-Mexico visa for 2026. What do you guys think? I would also like it if at the end of this, the listeners also write in what their thoughts are, but first our thoughts. What do you think?
I feel like it's definitely our best chance to qualify because every chance before this has been terrible. Yeah. I feel like the fact that there's more teams obviously makes it mathematically easier for us to get there.
Yeah.
But I still think we're not there yet. I'm not sure exactly how many Asian teams go in, but how many they are, it must be top 3 Asian teams.
I think 6 go in.
I don't know if we're in the top 6 within Asia yet. But best chance, yeah, for sure. But I think with 2030, so 26 might be
26
a tad too soon.
Yeah, too soon.
Yeah, because also even if we go in 2026, I don't want to get thrashed 7-0, 8-0. You know, like I don't want it to be too embarrassing.
6-1.
6-1. Yeah, one goal.
One goal though.
Yeah, their own goal. But yeah, so I would like it to happen. I mean, I would like it to happen, but I would also like it to happen in 2030. And also realistically, I think it will happen in 2030. Even though the current, I think, league structure, which has like, I think the first, I think from what I've read about it, I think the top 2 teams in round 2 or round 3, they get qualified. And then the 3rd and 4th place teams battle it out again. And then there's another round.
Yeah.
Well, that's what that means. There's more opportunities for us. And India will probably finish in the top 2 or 3 in the group, which means they will get better shot than ever before. But I do think India's not prepared for this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see Saka smash 5 past India. What kind of a fantasy is that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I want to see fucking Bipin Singh smash 5 across past Emmy Martinez.
It's like people will be like, I want to get slapped by Salman Khan. Yeah. That's how I made it. Arey, ek baar. Bhai muh tule mere upar ek baar.
Why is that your go-to?
No, but I think that's what this listener and clearly not a big fan of Indian football. Anshul Chowdhury has asked, and that's what he's fantasizing about.
I mean, it sounded like your kink coming up.
Yeah.
Don't shoot
Yeah.
a bullet over Anshul's shoulder, man.
Anshul has nothing to do with this.
What makes you think Anshul is in me? Through my alt ID.
Because he's using Facebook, and I don't think you know what Facebook is.
I have not.
You're
yeah.
barely on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, you barely respond to texts on WhatsApp.
Hey, maybe he's more active on Facebook.
I'm really
and now
not.
Facebook has become that uncle wala
Correct,
social
but
media.
I don't
na?
think he's active on anything.
I'm not active on anything. WhatsApp is where I'm the most active.
And he's the least active on WhatsApp. So, I don't think it's you. That's what makes me think it's not you.
This guy can bet. You have a good future in betting.
Yeah, we do. Right, all right. Let's go to Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 1. Khush to bahut ho gaya aap.
Yes. Excellent, dreadful start.
Yeah.
I think there was about a good first 5 minutes, and the 15 minutes after that, I was just like, why?
I feel like Liverpool are now going through that situation where they're like, yeah, maybe we can't play out from the back.
Yeah, I think they take about 7 minutes to realize, hey, we're playing a game, dude. Dude, we just turned up. Like, what? Oh my God, what ball at feet? Like,
What do they do during the warm-up?
I have no idea. I think they think, nice, our crowd has come. Wow, we have to play.
Anfield atmosphere.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we are playing.
It's just vibes. Just
yeah.
vibes.
First 7 minutes, I think they're always dreadful. Even I think against the Chelsea game, I think they were good broadly in the first half, but in the first 6-7 minutes, they were really bad. So I think they're taking time to settle in.
Yeah.
But after that, I think Liverpool played fantastic. I think I loved all the goals,
Hmm.
even though the penalty was missed and then he converted, which I thought was good. It was
Yeah.
good to show the reflexes.
Let's talk about that penalty. Shoboslai. Blatant dive.
But still a penalty. There was contact. There was
Kya
contact.
chod raha hai yaar?
There was contact. It was he had to dive.
Land
because-
contact tha yaar.
it was contact. It was penalty. But if he didn't dive, that wouldn't have been given a penalty. So I completely get it.
Huh?
He wouldn't have been a VR, and you know how bad VR and referees are. They need this. So
Yes.
I completely see why he did it. He
Damn.
exaggerated it, but it was definitely a penalty.
No.
He jumped and felt like, oh my God, this is such a big foul.
Yeah.
It was such a
it's
blatant
me. Shoboslai.
Yeah.
It was that kind. That jump.
No. It was definitely. I'm not saying it wasn't a jump, but I'm saying it was definitely a penalty.
How was it definitely a penalty? There was barely any contact, dude. If there was contact at all.
There was contact. It was on the foot inside the box. It was very much penalty. It affected his flow. It affected his movement. He couldn't continue the run.
What flow? What movement? He was
There
standing
was-
stationary and then he jumped over the player's
Trying to
foot.
make a move. It was very clear penalty. I mean, if we're going to talk about contentious things, there's other stuff that happened in the game that was way more contentious.
Fine, let's talk about the McAllister red card.
There was not a red card at all.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I
agree.
do agree.
It was a yellow card.
No, it's so
We-
contentious.
We came into this expecting a fight, but yeah, no, there was no fight.
Actually, I think it's a red card. No, I don't think it. No.
No, but Liverpool have appealed that red card, so I think that you should get that card overturned.
I don't know. We'll see. Things don't really go Liverpool.
It was a lazy challenge.
No.
I don't think it deserved a straight red.
It was definitely a yellow. I think no one's even doubting the fact that it's a yellow.
Yeah.
But a straight red was insane.
Yeah.
Because making him miss 3 matches.
Yeah, it
And he's
wasn't
probably
serious
the
foul play.
nicest guy in the team. Like he's probably the softest spoken guy.
I don't think they care about that.
I
shit.
think they do. I think your reputation probably gives you when you okay, if Martin Skirtle did this, you'd be like, this guy might have had malicious intentions.
Yeah.
But this is the guy who he looks softer than Messi. He looks like less.
Yeah.
He has less.
He's more
social-
beta than Messi.
Yeah, he's more beta than Messi. So I think he probably didn't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but let's talk about Liverpool overall.
No, but let's talk about Salah.
Yeah.
Because he missed the penalty and then scored the rebound. But overall, like when I was watching the game, I just thought he felt a little jaded, no? Like he looks tired. He feels like he's tired of Liverpool.
I think
That winning mentality that he had in the last few seasons
okay, so
is
I
not
have-
there.
But that Liverpool also used to have. Now,
Yeah,
where
that-
they have that winning
Yeah, no.
mentality.
So I think he definitely has some level of growing pains, right? You have a way more attacking midfield, which he's also like, what?
Yeah.
I'm getting these balls. And I think there's also some confusion over Trent's role because now suddenly you have 2 attacking midfield options, very good attacking midfield options, which means Trent need not come into the midfield, which means the triangle that used to be of Salah, Trent, and whoever the right CM was, which was rotating, there is a little friction there because it means sometimes Salah used to fall back, drop back, Trent used to come forward. I think it's more confusion rather than jadedness.
No, I mean, see, the confusion is a different part. I saw the confusion as well. I'm saying even the runs that he was making, like, he doesn't seem as explosive as he was.
I mean, he's definitely
The shots
older.
that he's taking don't seem as powerful as they once were.
That's what I definitely think he's older. So he's obviously not going to be the guy, I think, from 17, 18, 18, 19.
Yeah.
Which itself is 5 years ago. If you think about it, that's crazy how much time has passed.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a yard slower, which is fair, and maybe his shots are a little weaker.
Yeah.
But I think he's still up there. He'll still get you about 10, 15 goals, maybe even 20 if he has a very good season, because the kind of assists he's getting are of higher quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think he's a little softer maybe overall. Hence the better attack to pad him up a little bit.
Yeah. Luis Diaz looks great.
Luis Diaz looks
What a
great, but he
goal.
still looks brittle, which I think is my biggest issue. Like, he's still a scrawny guy in probably the most physical league.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was a Spanish league or Bundesliga, he might have just lit it up on fire, but he does look scrawny. I think he does tumble a lot. He does require a little more space, and because it was like a Bournemouth, the defenders weren't of the quality and they gave him that extra space he required to show his skills. So that's good. Means bottom 10 teams, watch out.
Yeah.
Luis Diaz is going to attack, but I think he still doesn't give me the confidence that if he were to play at Emirates or City, I don't think he's going.
Right.
Bournemouth look half decent though. Huh?
Yeah.
They had a couple of
Really?
not bad chances against Liverpool.
I thought
I'm looking at it from the relegation battles point of view.
Maybe.
They don't look like a team that, the way they played against Liverpool, they don't look like a team that are bang on like to go
relegation
down.
candidate. Yeah, for sure. I think the fact that they took the chance that Liverpool gave them early on and they were clinical enough in the first 3 minutes at Anfield, the players were prepared. That does say that's good. Like, usually teams might have actually skied it over, and I forgot who it was. They had the presence of mind to kick it back a little bit. Because
Solanke, I think.
Solanke, when he was cornered and he pushed it back, which was great. So it was good. Bournemouth do definitely look.
Tell us about Wataru Endo.
Wataru Endo.
From Hendo to Endo.
From Endo to Endo. From Caicedo to Endo.
Yeah.
Stuttgart player, Stuttgart captain, relegation battle specialist.
That's an interesting one to throw in there.
He's about 29 or 30. And
He's old, huh?
He's old.
He's 30.
He's about 15-20 million.
Looks like a bacha.
I think that's.
Just
That's
Japanese.
just genetics.
I didn't say the nation or the race or anything. I was going to say that's just people from Stuttgart, man. But no, so I think. Yeah, so I think he seems like a stopgap. He's a replacement actually for Milner, because I think Milner also came in at 29. He's a defensive midfielder. I think he said also, my job is to clean up.
Yeah.
Like, I think he has.
Wait, does he mean that because he's Japanese and they have to like clean up everything? Did he specify?
Yeah, I think so I think he can play centre back and he can play CDM. I think he's obviously option 2. He's still not option 1.
Yeah.
And if he's option 1, Liverpool max finish 4th.
Yeah.
And that's very clear that if he's option 1, max Liverpool finish 4th, because he's also new to the physicality of it. But I think what I like about him is that he's great to come on at 60th minute when you're leading 1-0.
Yeah.
You need a game to close out. You know a second goal isn't coming and you need to just block it out. He's that guy. And I think Liverpool haven't had that player. And I said relegation specialist because sometimes you need players who know how to play that game. The people who know how to defend a 1-all, or the people who know how to defend a slender lead. Because we have a lot of these young, exciting talents. They always want, that they want that flattened out, clean football which allows them to express themselves. And sometimes you need to not let anybody express. So he probably looks like he's good at that, but again, he's clear option 2. And if he's option 1 and they don't get someone like a Doucouré or someone before the transfer season ends, then I think other teams should celebrate because Liverpool are just 4th.
क्या देना गए Everton, I'm saying Liverpool fans के ना, he's like, oh, we need that player who knows how to defend 1-alls.
No, I'm saying he knows how to defend, which is good because when Liverpool do get those 1-0s, he knows probably how to defend them. And Liverpool haven't had that sort of a player in a while yet.
Yeah.
But that's all he's good for. And he's probably a substitute coming on at 60th minute, etc.
Okay, from Liverpool to the other club in Liverpool, Everton. Let's end the show on a high.
Hi.
Because even the score was pretty fucking high.
Yeah, 4-0 against Villa, Everton. Akash, how was your weekend?
So the Cincinnati Open was on.
Right.
It was great
It was
tennis.
a repeat of the Wimbledon final.
It was a repeat of the Wimbledon final, but the result too is different. Djokovic came out on top. It was great. It was really, really entertaining tennis.
Nice.
I was really pissed off that Sony Live was showing the ATP Cincinnati Open, so I could watch the Alcaraz versus Djokovic, but they weren't showing the women's tennis, which is just mean. मतलब एक tournament का rights ले रहे हो, male, female,
दोनों ले लो
yeah.
हाँ.
That female finals was also very interesting.
Yeah. And so then what happened with Villa and Everton? 4-0.
Yeah.
Don't lie, you saw the game.
No, I didn't actually. I was going to watch the game, but I was like 15 minutes delayed. And just before I was going to put the TV on is when I got a notification saying Aston Villa has scored their first goal. I was like, chhod rehne, kyun Sunday kharab karu main apna? So I didn't watch it. Instead, I just kept looking at the Villa goals go up.
तो Sunday तो वैसे भी खराब हो गया.
हाँ, but at least actively नहीं खराब हुआ.
And isn't that worse? I feel like when I'm waiting for the thing to scroll or when I'm waiting for an update, that's when I'm actually more nervous than I'm actually watching the game.
No, because then you have to watch Everton and watch how shit they are. Nah? Like I did watch the highlights. I did do that to myself, but it's just like I'm tired of yelling at my TV.
But this does seem like the season where it happens.
The way things stand, yeah, man. Like, guys, which Sean Dyche team do you remember leaking goals like this? Sean Dyche is there. Oh, we shore up the defense and we will not. 4 goals against a team that conceded 5 the previous.
He's the Wataru Endo of managers, but clearly with Everton.
Like,
I mean, Dyche had this very interesting thing to say after the match. He said, we started well, but it reminded me of last season when we conceded a goal and you smell the group going soft very quickly. You concede another one and then everyone is looking at each other. How do you smell a group going soft? What is his sense of smell?
Stress sweats. Everton starts stress sweating after one goal goes down. And it's interesting that Dyche is referencing last season because last season, in the run-up to the end of the season, he was constantly playing Michael Keane. It wasn't working. We were fucking losing all the time. Yeah. Finally, he decided to drop Michael Keane and put Yerry Mina on. And that's how Everton managed to stay up.
Yeah.
Phir jaake he's starting Michael Keane.
Because Yerry Mina's not there anymore.
But Jared Branthwaite is, who has just returned from PSV on loan, who was playing really well in the Champions League. I get that, chalo, Dutch league is lower. He did really well in the Champions League. He was starting centre back. He's a 6'5" centre back. He is a Sean Dyche centre back. He knows how to score goals in the box because he's a great header. He uses his height. Why are you sticking to Michael Keane just because y'all have been pals since Burnley? This is what almost fucked you over last season.
Yeah.
Same shit is not going to give you a different result. James Tarkowski, after the game got over, said that positives for me are these got battered 5-1 last week, turned up and won 4-0 today. So there's no reason why we can't do that next week. There is a reason. You're not playing Everton next week.
Yeah.
If you were playing Everton next week, sure, maybe. But we don't have anyone who knows how to score goals. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was he got to full fitness. 30 minutes into the game, he got a broken cheekbone. And now he had to get off the pitch and now he has to follow concussion protocol, which is about 7 days, 10 days. So he's going to miss another game, not because his hamstrings are fucked like they have been for the last 2 years, but now he has a broken cheekbone. It's cursed, this club.
Calvert-Lewin ka injury history and your injury history, no, Akarsh, is the same. It's the same. Because every time you come back to playing football, you'll break your thumb.
But then I quit football. That's why I stopped playing football.
No, but you also got injured during badminton, which meant you were out for 6 months. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you and Everton are cursed. And the curse isn't to relegate them. It's to keep them alive at 17.
Again. It's
like how you get tortured for eternity in hell.
Yeah. 17.
Throughout, from the first game week to the last, you're in a relegation battle. Your stress and anxiety levels are at their highest, and then you somehow manage to save it and end up 17th. And then the whole thing starts all over again.
But I do feel like because of Everton, they might just introduce, you know how you have like Europa League and spots, you might should have a 17th league spot. Like you
Yeah.
could get relegated,
Yeah.
and then maybe some other champions.
No, so that's how the Bundesliga does it now, when they have a playoff for relegation. I'm like, guys, Premier League also, please introduce a playoff for relegation so that these fucks go down and I can move on with my life. नहीं चाहिए ये हर हफ्ते का.
I mean, तू वैसे भी move on कर सकता है. If you're so desperate to it, then you can move
पर
on.
नहीं होता है ना. You all know what it's like now to love a football club. Now I just need to end. मतलब fuck relegation administration में डाल के खत्म करो.
Everton doesn't need midfielders or defenders or strikers. They need a pundit who can do a havan.
You know, but it's also amazing, right? Like
No,
this is-
we need. If anyone's listening, we need goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, kitman. सब कुछ नहीं है अभी club में.
I love that monologue that he gave. Like, this is Akarsh's to be or not to be
Yeah.
monologue.
Not
Just
to be.
complete,
No.
complete meltdown.
It's not to be. Now I know. For the last 20 years, it's been like to be, not to be. Khatam karo. Just.
Yes, on that depressing note, it is time to end this episode. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to The Corner Flag. If you'd like to get in touch with us and tell us what you thought, you can reach us on our social media. You can find Mukesh on Instagram at.
Mukesh Manjunath.
You can find Akarsh on Instagram at.
Akarsh Chandan.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Amogran Dive.
Because his name is Wataru Endo, and this podcast is about to endo.
Finally, a decent joke in this segment after so many years. You can also follow The Corner Flag on Instagram and Twitter at @CornerFlagPod. Also, subscribe to our new YouTube channel at @CornerFlagPod on YouTube as well. Find us, like us, share us, subscribe us, do all the things that all the cool kids do on YouTube. Hopefully, we'll do a live stream preview, a live recording of the podcast before a big game at some point. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. And do not forget to give us a 5-star review. Shout out to Kezat Garda for composing our theme tune. And until next week, it is goodbye from us. So say bye, Mukesh.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, Akash.
Bye.
And it's bye from me. So many new players, same old Chelsea. Welcome to the Corner Flag. I'm Amog.
Yeah.
I'm Mukesh.
And I'm Akarsh.
Amazing. Do you want to take that again?
Probably.
Probably. Let's do that.